Very good morning to all of you. Students, today we will discuss refraction of light through prism. As you have seen, the syllabus is reduced due to COVID, and earlier we are discussing defects of vision. Now for this year that topic is omitted. So human eye and the defects of vision, these topics are not in syllabus for this year. So today we will start from this topic, refraction of light through a prism. Earlier we have discussed refraction of light through a glass slab, and we have drawn a diagram for it. Now refraction of light through prism. First we will discuss that what a prism is, isn't it? So a rough diagram which I have drawn, a prism is a triangular structure like this. If you will see this structure, you will find that there are three rectangular surfaces. And there are two triangular faces. One triangular face is ABC and another is EFB. Now these refracting surfaces which makes an acute angle. For example, I have written the name of two refracting surfaces. ABFE is one refracting surface. Another rectangular refracting surface is ACDF, and these two are just make an acute angle, and this angle is known as angle of the prism. And this another rectangular surface, that is BCDF, is the base of the prism. So you can write a sentence. You write a prism is a refracting object. A prism is a refracting object made of some transparent material having at least two flat surfaces which form an acute angle. So acute angle means less than 90 degree. Now in this topic, one question is very important, that show the phenomena of refraction of light through a glass prism with the help of a label diagram. It may be a 3 marks question. You write this question. Show the phenomena of refraction. Through a triangular glass prism. Show the phenomena of refraction through a triangular glass prism with the help of label diagram. So you have to practice this diagram. In NCERT book, this is on page 192 and figure 11.4. Page 192, figure 11.4. So must practice it. The figure is like this. AB and AC are two refracting surfaces. So actually we have to perform this experiment. So in a drawing board, we place a white sheet of paper. Then in the middle we will place a prism, and we make an outline of it with the help of pencil. Now these are the two refracting surfaces. So one side we will fix two pins. Suppose P and Q are two paper pins. So this act as a incident ray. Now we have to see the image of these two pins from the other side of the prism, that is from the other refracting surface, and you have to fix two more pins R and S such that P, Q, R and S appears that they are in same straight line. So actually if you will fix the pins, the position of R and S will be here. So in actual diagram they are not in a straight line, but when you will see through the glass prism, you will find that due to refraction it appears that all four pins P, Q, R and S are in a straight line. So how many times refraction takes place? Refraction takes place at point E and at point F. So PQ represents the incident ray, EF represents refracted ray, and FS represent emergent ray, the ray which is finally emerging out from the prism. Similarly, at the point of incidence, we have drawn a normal, and the name of this normal is N dash. And as we know, the angle between incident ray and normal is angle of incidence. That's why we have marked here angle I. And the angle between refracted ray and normal is angle of refraction. Similarly, this is another angle of refraction, and the angle between emergent ray and normal is angle of emergence. Now, if we produced the incident ray forward and the emergent ray backward, then they meet at a point and make an angle. That angle we have represented it by letter capital D, and D is angle of deviation. D represents angle of deviation. Now the angle between two refracting surfaces is an acute angle, and this is known as angle of the prism. So in a prism, if you add angle A and angle B, then that angle will be equal to I plus C. Angle of incidence, angle A plus angle B is equal to angle I plus angle E. Now you write about the angle of the prism, you write a sentence: the acute angle made by the joining of two refracting surfaces is called angle of prism. And in figure we have represented it by letter capital A, this angle. If you will look at the diagram, you will find that in first case, angle of incidence is greater than angle of refraction. Similarly here, the angle of emergence is greater than angle of refraction. Then there is another important term that is angle of deviation. You write angle of deviation. So write about it. The angle formed between the incident ray produced and the emergent ray produced backward is called angle of deviation. And in diagram we have represented by capital letter D. So you must practice this diagram, a very important diagram, and I have dictated the question related with it. So it may be an important question for this year. Now next we will discuss the topic dispersion of light. Yes, student, we are talking about dispersion of light. So first we will discuss that what dispersion is. You are familiar with this term in class 8, that when a white light or the sunlight passes through a triangular glass prism, it splits up into its constituent colors. So this phenomena is known as dispersion of light. That's why I have made a prism. Suppose ABC is a triangular glass prism and a ray of white light is incident on it, on one of the refracting surfaces. So this ray will split up into 7 colors, and if we place a screen in front of it, then you will get a band of 7 colors, and that 7 colors are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So this band of color is known as a spectrum. So write what dispersion is. Write when white light passes through a prism. When white light passes through a glass prism, it splits up into its constituent colors. This phenomena is known as dispersion of light, and the band of 7 colors is known as a spectrum. The band of 7 colors is known as a spectrum. Now, another important thing, that what is the cause of dispersion? It means why white light splits up into constituent colors. So, as we know, a white light consists of 7 colors, and these colors have different wavelength, isn't it? White light consists of 7 colors. These are the 7 colors, and these colors have different wavelength. So when these colors of light pass through glass, they bend through different angles due to change in their speed. When they pass through glass prism, the different colors have different speed. That's why they bend through different angle and we get a spectrum on the screen. This is a screen. So, in cause of dispersion, you write yes, write down various colors of light, bend in a prism, various colors of light bend in a prism at different angles, with respect to the incident ray, because different wavelengths have different speed in the material of the prism, Then when you look at the diagram, you will find that deviation is minimum for red, isn't it? Deviation means if you extend the path of incident white light or the incident ray, then you will find that this angle for red is minimum and it is maximum for violet color. This is maximum for violet color. So, for objective question, you must remember it. The red color deviated least and the violet most. And since white deviation is very less in red color because it has highest wavelength, and that's why red color is used for danger signals, because in this color deviation is very less and it is visible to us from far distances. So you write a sentence. The red light bends the least. While the violet the most. Now it was Isaac Newton who thought that more colors of light are present in sun rays or in sunlight. So he has taken 2 prisms and tried to find out the other colors of light. So you look at the diagram, figure 11.6, page 193. I am reading the last paragraph. Isaac Newton was the first to use a glass prism to obtain the spectrum of sunlight. He tried to split the colors of the spectrum of white light further by using another similar prism. However, he could not get any more colors. So he has taken another prism and he thought that more colors are present, but he is unable to get more colors through sunlight. Then what he has done, he placed a second identical prism in an inverted position with respect to the first prism. You look at the diagram as shown in figure 11.6. You see there are two prisms and one is inverted with respect to the previous one, and when a white light passes through one prism, it splits up into 7 colors, and then when they pass through another prism which is in inverted position with respect to the first one, the 7 colors again recombine to form white light. So this allowed all the colors of the spectrum to pass through the second prism. He found a beam of white light emerging from the other side of the second prism. This observation gave Newton the idea that sunlight is made up of 7 colors. Now you can also get question that differentiate between refraction by glass slab and refraction by prism. So write this question. Differentiate between refraction by glass slab and refraction by prism. Write this question and make column to write the answer. Make column to write the answer. So first left hand side, refraction by glass slab. Refraction by glass slab, and right side you will write refraction by prism. Like this. Write the first point, refraction by glass slab. Write the emergent ray is parallel to the incident ray. The emergent ray is parallel to the incident ray. Then first point you write right side. The emergent ray, refraction by prism. Right? The emergent ray deviates from the direction of the incident ray. The emergent ray deviates from the direction of the incident ray. If you will recall the diagrams, you will find that in case of glass slab, incident ray and emergent ray are parallel to each other. But in case of glass prism, as we have drawn the diagram, first diagram, emergent ray deviates from the direction of incident ray. Then write the second difference. The ray of light in glass slab, the ray of light passing through a glass slab, is laterally displaced. Is laterally displaced. And right side, refraction by prism, you write the second point. A ray of light through a prism, a ray of light through a prism changes its direction. A ray of light through a prism changes its direction. So these are the differences. And this diagram is also very important. After every 1 2 year you will get a question related with this diagram, that recombination of a spectrum of white light. So you must practice this figure, that is figure 11.6. This diagram is homework. Before the next class you must show it that you have drawn this diagram with all labelings. Now student, one important topic is left in this person, that is formation of rainbow. Formation of rainbow is a natural evidence of dispersion of light. So you write a question, how does a rainbow form? How does a rainbow form? We have a lot of diagrams in this topic. So far we have discussed the 3 diagrams. Out of 3 I have drawn, and I tell you to draw the last figure, that was 11.6. Now again, if you will get this question, how does a rainbow form, explain with the help of diagram, then you have to draw this figure. So let us draw it. Suppose this is a raindrop. And the sun rays enters. So when they enters, they refract and then disperse. Then total internal refraction, takes place, and when they come out of the raindrop, they finally refract. Red, violet, sunlight, and this raindrop. You write about it. Right, rainbow is a natural spectrum A rainbow is a natural spectrum appearing in the sky after rain. Then write, a rainbow is always formed in a direction. A rainbow is always formed in a direction opposite to that of the sun. The water droplets of the raindrop or the water droplets act like a small prism. The water droplets act like a small prism. They refract and disperse the incident sunlight. Comma, then reflect it internally, and finally refract it again when it comes out of the raindrop. Due to the dispersion of light, and internal reflection, different colors reach the observer's eye. So dispersion topic is complete, and I will give 2-3 board questions in WhatsApp group based on this topic. You must go through the question and try to solve it. So in next class we will discuss another topic, that is atmospheric refraction. So till then, be safe and secure. Bye children.